Hello, good evening. It's Laura Coleman here from Be Modern Meditation, and if you're watching the replay, this is our daily meditation just to help us to feel grounded. Now, I'm just checking my sound here because it's quite windy tonight. I'm outside. I'm determined to be outside anytime that I can be, and I suspect that the soundtrack for tonight's meditation is going to be quite a lot of wind. So, hi Victoria, it's very windy out here tonight, so I need you to let me know if you can hear me okay. Actually, I think what I might do actually is move up here so you can hear me a bit more. I've got rather crazy hair today because I went to sleep. I washed my hair and went straight to sleep last night, and I woke up with kind of like a side back parting. It's really attractive, so I've kind of popped it back. So I'm very glad that I'm not in person with you today because it looks very strange from behind. I'm going to move up to a slightly more sheltered spot for our meditation tonight. Oh good, I'm glad you can hear me, Victoria. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, is this better? It's even more windy. How's everybody feeling tonight? Everybody feeling, does anybody feeling like it is the weekend? I wasn't sure actually if it was going to feel like a weekend or whether it would feel like just another day, but actually I definitely feel quite weekendish, and which is really good. And if those of you who've been watching the last few days, I had felt quite wobbly the last few days, in a sort of quite emotional, finding things tricky, and things started to shift yesterday for me, and today I definitely have a much more grounded sense of just feeling. Hi Nosh family, hi Kath, hi Pippa, hi Emma, and so today I feel a lot more relaxed, and I can just feel in my body that kind of sort of raging storm has died down. And it made me think about when I was meditating earlier, and one of the things I wanted to mention is that when we've had these periods of intense adrenaline that go on for a long time, it's really not natural for our body. So we're designed to be in stress response for 20% of the time, and our modern world tends to mean that we're in that stress response more like 80% of the time. And I think in the last sort of 10 days to 2 weeks, for most of us, I would say that it's maybe even been more than that. Actually, there's been an underlying real sense of danger and stress, because there's a legitimate danger for once, and the impact of that is quite huge on our nervous system, and that knock on to how well our immune system works, how well our digestion works. And so when we come out the other side of those intense periods, and that adrenaline starts to die down and we start to feel a bit calmer, what you can find is that there's this sort of hangover, there's a sort of an overdraft that we need to pay back, because the cost of being in that stress response for that length of time, which I hope you can hear me, it's quite windy here, the cost of that is that, because our body doesn't know the difference between a tiger on the horizon and a vague sort of threat that is a sort of unnameable threat that's not really there. The downside to that is that the wind is a bit fierce. Can you hear me still though, Tan? I can move inside if not, because I've got a little hut thing here. We might do that. So we end up with this overdraft because it's survival. I'm going to be inside, but you will still be able to see the view outside, even if we can't hear the words. I don't know if you can see the view outside actually. It's a little bit. Oh, I've turned my camera around. I don't know how to turn it back. Hang on. I didn't even know you could do that when you're doing a Facebook Live. There we go. I want you to be able to see the view because it is nice out there. So the reason I'm talking about this overdraft is because for me today when I did one of my meditations, I really felt this real tiredness, and so there's a chance that as you start to feel more relaxed and you put back down, you put your backpack down, if you're carrying this heavy load, you put that down and you really start to feel that tiredness. And so if when you're meditating you find that you're a little bit nodding dog and you're kind of, or you feel like, am I sleeping or am I meditating, then that's often because we are just paying back that overdraft, and the meditation isn't the thing making us tired, it's actually just making us aware of the tiredness that's already there in our system. So it's just worth bearing that in mind. Oh gosh, I'm trying to get this lighting right. Very strange night today. Hi Laura. So as we meditate tonight, we're going to be focusing today this has really come about from, for me, that awareness of, wow, it does feel different in my body every day right now. We're going to really focus on the body as that way into really just tuning into what's there and allowing us to hopefully turn on that relaxation response if we're not there yet. So we're going to basically drop in and use our breath and our body as a way to slow down and move tracks. So come out of stress response and into relaxation response. And then hopefully that change of track can follow us into the rest of the evening. So wherever you are, get yourself comfortable. So we're not going for any sort of specific postures, and you'll hear me say the same things all the time. Hi, Karen. I repeat them because they're worth repeating just to make sure. So we're going for active but relaxed. So we're not going for super relaxed lying down, not in this type of meditation, but we're also not going for really rigid and don't move. So just finding that really happy balance between being conscious. You did finally make it on, Karen. That happy balance so that we are active and alert, because we do want to pay attention in the meditation and choose where our attention goes, whilst allowing ourselves to relax, because we do have a tendency often to hold on too tight and try and control things, and becoming aware of that is actually one of the things that meditation can help us with. So gently closing down the eyes, and we'll just begin just very gently with just becoming aware of your body in this moment. Perhaps having a last fidget around if you need it. Becoming aware of the sounds that you can hear right now. Perhaps there's the sounds in the room that you're in. Perhaps there's sounds beyond the room. Just becoming aware that there's the sounds, and then there's your awareness of those sounds. And perhaps thoughts have already kicked in, and your mind's distracting. If that happens, just coming back and choosing to place your attention back on just what you can hear. And then we'll turn inwards and take our awareness and just gently place it on the fingertips. So letting the full focus just rest really gently there. And you might still be aware of thoughts, sensations, feelings, sounds. Just keeping your focus, your main focus on those fingertips. And whenever you are taken away, and you're not here in this moment, just that noticing, that moment of noticing, that is the practice. And it doesn't matter how many times you have to bring your attention back. There's no pass or fail. Just gently being aware of what sensations you can feel in the fingertips right now. And you might notice a gentle tingling or vibration in the fingers, like a gentle humming or vibration. That's your nervous system responding to you turning inwards. Mind and the body coming together just for a moment, tuning into a conversation that we don't normally hear. And notice that when your mind gets distracted, you lose that connection to that sensation. So it can remind you to come back. No effort or trying, no judgment. And then see if you can add your toes to your awareness. your fingers and your toes, just in your awareness. Noticing what that feels like. Perhaps your fingers feel it more. Perhaps there's other parts of the body that you're aware of at the same time. Just coming back to that focus on the fingers and toes. Seeing if you can allow it to spread across the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet, and gently spilling up the legs. Noticing the calves and the shins and the knees, all the way up the thighs, into the hips. Perhaps noticing the feel of your clothes against your skin, the floor underneath your feet. Just becoming aware of any sensations in your legs. Perhaps there's a heaviness or a lightness. And coming back every time you get distracted and taken away, and you realize that you're not in this moment anymore, just coming back. And then from the hands, traveling up the wrists and the arms, up the forearms, up to the shoulders, noticing the shoulder socket, the rib cage, down into the belly, noticing where the head joins the body, your whole body in your awareness now. Just noticing what that feels like, just for a moment. Perhaps there's areas of tension, or areas little niggles that maybe you've tuned out or you've been aware of in the background. Just allow those to be there whilst you're also aware of your whole body. So there's the individual sensations, and then there's the whole body and beyond the body. And your awareness perhaps noticing if a deeper feeling of relaxation is just beginning to emerge in the body. Perhaps a feeling of heaviness or lightness, without trying to make anything happen, without trying to make the mind be quiet. Just noticing whatever it comes up, whatever arises, and then you get to choose how to be with it. You're giving yourself permission to be here right now. I'm exactly where I planned to be. There is nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. This moment, and being aware of this moment, is all that's real. And then I'm thinking of the breath now. Feeling where you notice the breath tonight. Maybe it's that rise and fall of the chest or the belly. Maybe it's where the cool air enters the nostrils or the mouth. Just wherever is most obvious to you, just take your awareness there and place it there gently. Coming back anytime your mind wanders, knowing it's just doing what it does. You don't need to get caught up in the thoughts or feelings. You can just notice that you've been taken away and come back. And we'll use this anchoring tool of labeling help us to stay with the breath. So when we breathe in, labeling it rising. When we breathe out, falling. Rising, falling. Gently and softly in the mind. Rising, falling. We're not trying to regulate the breath or do anything special. We're just effortlessly allowing our body to breathe. Noticing if focusing on the breath means that we almost get in our own way and that we try and control the breath. See if you can allow the breath to just be there. Your body can do it without you. The body's breathing. You were just watching. Just being aware when you drift away. And we'll come back to that rising and falling. And we'll have a few moments of silence now to just continue that labeling and just experience whatever arises in the body and in the mind. Noticing, coming back to that anchor point of the breath without judging ourselves or the experience, without being taken away by the busy. This is your moment to be right here. Rising, falling. Gradually let the breath deepen now, just naturally on its own as you pay attention and come back to the body and the breath. The breath will just naturally deepen before taking 3 bigger than usual breaths. And the breath return to its natural rhythm. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Just becoming aware of what it feels like to move again after that stillness. And gently blinking open the eyes. And here we are. I have to show you out the window here. Milky has been She's been sat outside that window the whole time. She always comes out with me every night. Now I hope wherever you are that just taking this time has gently allowed things to settle, and no matter what you experienced when you had your eyes closed, no matter how busy it was, how much your mind was going crazy or you were feeling things in your body, the very act of stopping and tuning into that is the practice. So there is no good, bad, even though we're drawn to wanting it to feel like the lovely, warm, cozy, still, wonderful experience. You know, it's natural for us to want that, and for us to think that that's the good meditation. But whatever your meditation experience is, that is exactly what you needed it to be right now. So have a wonderful evening. I'm so glad it was what you needed tonight, Karen. And I hope everybody has a lovely evening, and I will see you tomorrow evening at 5:15 p.m. with Milky. Bye.